Welcome back, and in this video, I get to build another nursery. Now that name doesn't look quite right. Let's flip that around and get started. Just like last time, I'm kicking off with some window treatment, so she and we get some good sleep. And if you're a subscriber, you might even spot an old project in the background. Her room's got a nice view of our backyard and the simple play area I put together last year. But enough dreaming of those outside projects. Time to make some paint samples so we can pick a color. While we debate colors, I'm prepping some molding for the French squares. I still haven't made a fence or a stop block system for my miter station, but it's nothing some clamps and some scrap wood with the drawers open didn't fix in the interim. To make my life easier, I pre-measured the room and laid out all the French squares so I knew they would clear the outlets. It also gave me the opportunity to batch cut all my vertical pieces, which made life really easy, and I got a lot of the prep work done in advance. And I have to say, it's been a real treat using the miter station after spending so much time building it. If you want to check that out, I've got a whole video on it, and I'm sure there's going to be a part 2 where I do a fence and a stop block system. Now my last step before moving these from the basement to the bedroom is to label them all so I can keep everything nice and organized. Up in the bedroom, we've settled on white for the bottom half of the room. I did this to help cover up that gray better and make my life a little easier, not painting around all of the French squares in multiple coats. Now it's time for some layout work. The laser level made it really easy to mark the left and right hand side of the French squares right under the window. And then I just marked for height with a tape measure and scanned the wall for studs. That way I could hit them wherever possible. My approach here is as simple as it looks. Lay on the floor, line up with the green laser level, and drive some brad nails into the studs. I was very thankful we were in a carpeted, padded room. And all my pre-planning seems to be paying off. I had no issues avoiding all of the electrical outlets in the room. Alright, so you might be saying, James, that's all well and good you put up squares, but how would I do it? Well, let's use the wall I'm working on right now as an example. Going back to my notepad, I measured that wall at 8.5 feet long. For spacing between the squares, or between the squares and moldings, I knew I wanted 4 inches. For 2 squares, I'll have 3 spaces. If one of my squares lines up with an outlet, I'll either increase the number of squares or decrease the number of squares. So 8.5 feet is 102 inches. 3 spaces at 4 inches apiece gives me a total of 12 inches. 102 inches minus 12 inches gives me 90 inches overall. And I've divided that by 2 and that gives me 45 inches. And that 45 inches is the length of each one of the boxes on that wall. With all the boxes done, it's time for some caulking. I found this a really easy way to make it look seamless between the trim and the wall. Time for paint, and the only thing worse than watching paint dry is probably watching someone else paint. So here's the cliff notes. 3 coats on the bottom to hide that gray and 2 coats on the top, and I was done. And here's the finished result. But I am in desperate need of some furniture and some decorations. First up is a mirror, and we're doing a little test fit here. Basically, I'm just holding the mirror up in its rough position to make sure I like how it looks. I'm using the laser level to get centered above the dresser and making sure my left and right hooks are level. The provided hardware was really easy to screw in, put some screws on top, and then it just hangs in place. If you like anything that I'm putting up, I put links in the description below. Most aren't affiliate links. I'm just trying to make it easier for you to find things if you see something you like. In our first nursery, we hung letters on the wall, and we wanted to do the same again here. To make holding onto the letters a little easier while painting, I hot glued them to some sticks temporarily. That way, I had a nice handle when doing all the painting. I've been using this laser level a lot in this build, and it's been making my life a lot easier. And I'm saving a little bit of painter's tape in the process. Hang the letters up, I'm using the 3M command strips with Velcro. That way I could pull these down and get them off the wall if I ever need to in the future. And they're pretty low profile. Time for a matching hat, or better yet, bow rack to that mirror. This went pretty straightforward as well. It was a test fit, easy anchors, and then screwed it on the wall.
Oh.
Baby's room is also getting curtains. So far, everything we've got from Pottery Barn has gone up really easily. Other than spending a bunch of time ironing these and trying to get them to lay flat, this was really a pretty seamless portion of the project. The last piece of the puzzle is going to be a matching light fixture. So out with the old, and in with the new. And I even had my little helper on hand to help put on the finishing touches.
Helping too?
Now I'm sure we'll have a few more odds and ends to put up, but here we are with all the major pieces complete. So that's a wrap for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far and you want to give me a like or leave me a comment about this video or something you might like to see in the future, I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next video. This video edit is brought to you by One Sleeping Baby.